I'm a paedophile, but that doesn't make me a molester. I'm a virtuous paedophile.
I'm a virtuous paedophile. That sentence doesn't make any sense.
I think it's like what he's trying to say is that he looks but he doesn't act.
He said what he basically said was, "I'm a heroic villain."
Practically.
The sentence made no sense.
Yeah.
Have you ever abused a child?
No.
Do you still fantasize about it though?
Yes.
I find this crazy.
How young?
The youngest age that I could possibly be attracted to would be probably about 7. In the past, I did do some volunteering with children.
In the
What?
What?
7.
And he
7.
he volunteered as well.
What, to be on this?
No, he volunteered with children.
Oh, yeah. This is the thing. It's scary to think how many people are out there that are undercover paedophiles working in these places that you don't know yet, and they've not been caught. No records of them.
You wanted to be around kids. Is that so you can perv on them?
No.
So when you were there, you didn't fancy any of them?
Yes, I did, but it's not the same thing.
That is mad. I can't understand you. I'm sorry. That is crazy to me.
It's very difficult, and I'm scared. I'm scared that this is going to be a huge, huge mistake.
What is a virtuous paedophile?
A virtuous paedophile is someone who has a sexual attraction to children, but who has decided that that shouldn't mean that they would abuse a child.
Do you class this as a sexual orientation?
What's your opinion on that? No, but what's your opinion on the fact that he's saying...
Mom, why don't you come on camera?
The fact that he's practically saying, I'm doing it, but I know it's wrong, which is why I'm not acting on it. And I'm not sticking up for this guy. I'm asking their opinions before anyone thinks that I'm justifying it. I'm just saying, he's saying, basically, he's not going to act on it because he knows it's wrong. It's like he knows he's got a mental illness, but he doesn't know how to help himself.
But he's just saying that as lip service. That's like a man turning around and saying, oh, I wouldn't cheat on my girl. But behind closed doors, he's texting about 10 different birds. No. It's just no. It's just no. There's no in between. There's no nothing. It's just no.
I think no matter what people say about this guy, there is no solution for the general public, because if he says he won't do it even though he has the attraction, you're still not going to feel safe with him in your neighborhood.
Absolutely.
So either way, you have to isolate him. So as far as I'm concerned,
he
should
be castrated.
Yeah, I would agree.
End of. This conversation's done. There's
His
nothing more to
penis
say.
is,
He just needs to
What's
be
castrated when you get rid of their...
He's got to get rid of the lot. And if he really feels that strongly about it, that I've got this attraction but I wouldn't do anything because I know it's wrong, go and get your bits done.
Yeah. You think that works for humans like
Absolutely.
it does dogs?
It kills them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's not... Your sex drive isn't the only thing that attracts you to people. So he'll still be attracted to kids.
Cut his fingers,
I
toes
just
off,
think...
don't
I
care.
just think paedophiles need to get locked up and throw away the key.
Absolutely.
Well, whatever happens, he can't be in society.
Absolutely not. He's a danger.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel safe no matter how many rehabilitation programs he goes through. If I had a kid and he was in my neighborhood, I wouldn't feel safe. So, no, I don't care if he calls
I don't
himself
care
a virtuous
what restrictions
paedophile.
they put in place. I don't care if he can't go within I don't know how many mile radius of a park or a school, or people disappear all the time.
Yeah.
People become untraceable all the time. You cannot keep tabs on absolutely everybody. You just can't. So for me, get your bits done. That's
So
it.
you think get your bits done but still be able to roam the streets
No,
like
lock him
normal?
up too.
Get rid of it and lock him up.
Just go.
Yeah,
I've just got it's zero tolerance.
I agree with Mum.
I agree as well.
Yeah, 100% she agrees. She knows.
Yeah, I look like I'm sticking up for this guy, and absolutely not before everyone gets it twisted.
Like mental disorder.
I think it's a phenomenon that happens in brains. I'm happy to accept the term disorder as much as I'm happy to accept the term sexual orientation or...
I don't think you can call anything a sexual orientation when it can never be consensual. I have a child and I in no way, shape or form would ever feel comfortable with you even looking at them.
Right.
So I think then you should have maybe therapy or something, someone to talk to try and actually see if this is something that can be rewired in your brain.
So you think it could be changed?
I don't know, this is obviously why I'm here. I'd hope so.
If it's a sexual orientation, yeah, if we're to take his word at face value, then they can't change it. It's the same way that gay people say they can't be changed, you know?
Like you took the words out of my mouth.
So there's no way out for this guy. I'm sorry. I don't care if they're a virtuous paedophile, whatever stupid name they want to give themselves. If you're sexually attracted to children the same way men are attracted to men or women are attracted to men or whatever, then they can't rewire me to be attracted to men. It's never going to happen. If he's in the same ballpark, then what are we supposed to do? There's no
Leave
therapy.
those kids alone.
Have you ever abused a child?
No.
Have you ever wanted to?
I suppose I've thought of the possibility.
See, that's where the problem lies. Exactly, him saying he's thought of the possibility, and one day he might just get to a point where he's like, I can't take this anymore. I've got to act on it.
He's a liar. He's done it.
Do you think?
Absolutely. What I have to say though is the fact that he's actually blatantly happy to discuss this. There is a positive behind that, and the positive is we start to get into the minds and the nooks and crannies of his wired brain. So for research purposes, but we still have to have people with this attraction, I don't know, sectioned, I don't know, just put in a place where it's a secure unit where there's no kids, no minors at all, just to
Yeah. The problem is, I find that they catch predators and they lock them up, but then they always let them back out again. And these men, because they're mentally ill, are not learning their lesson and they're repeating the same things. And they will go in, out, shake it all about and still keep doing it.
It's not just men.
Oh, did I say men? I meant men and women and everyone and they and them and everyone walking this earth. Pedos is the correct word here.
Pedos will come up with lots of different. They're going to want to be known. I think the name's already changed to being called MAPS.
Bro,
Yeah, minor
What
attracted
the
people.
hell?
we done a video on this channel. You can go check it out if you would like to. Of this teacher shouting at people in the class saying, "You don't call them that. They're called MAPS, minor attracted persons," or whatever it is. And it's like, how are you even trying to give them a nicer name? Like, I'm sorry, what?
Exactly, I agree with you, Sab. It's exactly. This topic is an easy topic. This is going to be one of the quickest videos because I think we're all in agreement here. This is unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
But what is it about a child that you're attracted to?
That's really difficult to answer. You could name different things, different physical features. You can name different things about personality. I don't see that that's going to be different to a list that some like heterosexual guy would give you about, you know.
But they're adults.
No, I totally get
You're
that.
attracted to children. If you had it your way, you would have sex with a child.
It's true that my brain obviously is, you know, has an attraction, and normally because most people can go ahead and ethically pursue at least sexual activity with the person they're attracted to. I know that's not the case. A lot of us don't ever abuse a child and don't ever seek to abuse a child.
Being a parent, do you understand why I'd feel uncomfortable having you in a room while my daughter is there?
Yes, I do understand, and I understand what you might assume I'd want to do. But on the other hand, there are perhaps men that I don't know if you're married, but there are perhaps men you wouldn't want to be in the same room as your wife. I know it's a different situation because she can...
That's a different situation. That's nothing like this situation.
What's your opinion on his comparison there?
It's a bogus comparison because adults are consenting. So even if there was a man in there that wanted to sleep with his wife, she's going to open her legs to him. But if there's a child in there, the child doesn't know what's going on. So it's a shit comparison.
As a parent, and Sabi obviously being my child, you know that she was invited to lots of sleepovers growing up, and they've all been invited to lots of sleepovers growing up, and I always used to say no.
You never went to sleepovers?
I think you go to Becky's once, wasn't it? Becky's once. When they were younger, like the 6-year-old sleepovers, the 5-year-old sleepovers, the 7-year-old sleepovers, 8-year-olds. It's a no. It's just no.
Do you know what? It's true though, and this is how you know I'm not a mum yet, because something like that wouldn't cross my mind to think there could be creepy men at this friend's house or whatever. But I think once I have a child, I know I'm going to be super protective. So I know I'm going to be cautious of every little thing. But at this moment in time, that would have never crossed my mind that that's the reason you would have said no.
And that is why I said no. Yeah, I said no. And even when you went on, even when you went to school, you know, when all your friends were wearing skirts, what did I put you in, Sab?
Yeah. Bro, this one,
didn't know.
Put me in trousers my whole school years. I wanted to wear a skirt so badly. She said no. There's one picture of me and 5 of my friends, and we're all walking holding hands, and someone took a picture from behind. Everyone's wearing a skirt. I'm the only one in trousers, like a little boy.
No, yeah, that's because these humans exist, and they exist in everyday life and families that people don't even, like he said, I would never act on it, but I have the thoughts. So you're sending your 7-year-old child to go and have a play date and sleep over. Oh, I know the mum. We talk to them at the school gates, bruh. But you don't know the first cousin that's been staying around there. You don't know the uncle. You don't know the step mum. Or the auntie or the sister, or you just don't know who is wired this way.
I had a conversation with somebody about this a while ago, and they were saying that we need to stop being so aggressive when they come forward to expose how they feel, because it will make them less likely to come forward and talk about it, and therefore less likely to be studied. But I don't think they should come forward and speak in public. I think they should go to people that work in that field and speak privately and be studied. I don't really understand what people expect as like a human reaction. If you come and tell me that you like children, how do you expect me to react? I'm not a doctor, so the only way I'm going to react is defensively if I've got children in my life and you're sitting there telling me you like them, but you're not going to do anything. I don't know what you want me to do.
Call 999.
Yeah, this is the thing. I think a guy like this, he knows it's wrong. He's speaking up about it. So he should be one of them people that does go and seek help because he knows he's got a problem. Whereas I think there is some people out there who genuinely just see no wrong in it and don't have a problem. Josiah Mizukami, for example. There's people out there who are beyond that point of just thinking it's okay and normal. And then there's others who are like, I wish I didn't feel this way, but I do. They should be the ones that are clever enough to go and seek help or talk to someone. I don't know.
I mean, we've had issues with there's you know, people out there who have sexual orientation towards, you know, the same sex, and there's many people who have killed themselves because they've not wanted to come out gay to their loved ones and to their family because they feel so much guilt because of the way they've been brought up, and they can't speak out about it. This could be the same case with this guy. If he's not telling lies, he could actually feel like, I actually don't want to do this, but I don't know why I'm wired this way. You know, it could get to the point, you know, have a look into, you know, into suicides. What else? What was it?
I just don't know why he's speaking publicly. I don't think people's responses to this are ever going to change.
Because the world has changed, Mike.
No, I'm never going to accept this.
No, no one is. But the world has changed. He's going to be the first of many. And then before you know it, in your schools, just like everything in your schools is going to be talked about in your schools. It's going to be talked about in the papers. It's going to be more and more and more discussed.
In this clip though, he's wearing a mask, and the voice that we're hearing is not his voice, it's somebody else's subbed over. So he's done one of them things where you can't actually identify him. So I think he is just that person right now that is that coming forward for research purposes for everyone to get an understanding into the way these people are thinking. But he's not actually showing his true self.
You're talking as if you having these attractions, it's a harmless thing. Like, you don't think it's wrong even that you find a young child attractive.
The problem is that it's a spontaneously arising thing. The attraction itself is involuntary. Something that's involuntary isn't a choice.
So do you watch like TV programs and stuff and look at a kid and be like, I fancy him?
Yes, that does happen.
I find this crazy.
That is mad. I can't understand you. I'm sorry. That is crazy to me. Is a young child like?
It's a worrying thing. The brain does things before you're even thinking consciously about them, and attraction is one of those things.
What age did you become aware that you liked younger kids?
About when I was 11, and I was attracted to 11-year-old boys. I would be attracted to my peers, and I would continue to be attracted to my peers when I was sort of 13, 14, 15. But by the time I'm 14, I'm noticing that I'm still attracted to the boys at school who are 11. I suddenly realised at that time that it also went younger than 11 as well.
How young?
The youngest age that I could possibly be attracted to would be probably about 7.
Were you abused as a child?
No, I wasn't sexually abused as a child. I was bullied badly. My family certainly were not abusive. I grew up in a loving household. I had an attraction that nobody wanted to know about at that time, which was being gay.
So I'm gay. I was the only gay in school and I had a lot of bullying through that. Some people will believe that people that are gay should have therapy to sort of change that, and
That's right.
I don't think that's possible.
Right.
Do you think that the sexual attraction to children is similar in the way that it's something that can't be changed?
Exactly. It isn't similar in the way that it would be right or wrong to act on it.
Yeah.
It is similar probably, like, if you think about the science of it. I'm really careful. I don't like making the comparison because I think
Yep.
it's really stigmatising for gay people.
So do you have therapy now?
I don't have therapy now, but
I don't really know what to say. I mean, I don't think therapy is going to work if it's a sexual orientation. There's no therapist that I can go to that's going to switch me to homosexual. So
I'm with you, Mike, on this 100%. I know Sabby's on it as well. I just think the only thing that can actually work is if he's castrated.
yeah, well, at the very least, he needs to be removed from society, like anywhere near children at all. The thing is, though, is that if they remove him from society and he can't relieve himself the way he wants to, do you think he'd have a lot of pent-up aggression that could manifest itself in actually attacking somebody?
When he said about, you know, the arousal was first, is that what happens to therapists?
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then they act on it. So it's only going to take that one child, that one vulnerable situation where he's gonna lapse.
Yeah.
And that's why he needs to be castrated and he needs to be removed from society, absolutely. But there
Yeah.
will be do-gooders out there saying, well, it's human rights and this, that. And they're even sticking with them.
Yeah. I don't understand those people.
Time for that.
Those people probably, they either don't have children or they haven't been around children or they just don't understand that nobody that says that is going to be able to do it for their whole life if they're exposed to children. If they're in a neighborhood where there's kids or a school and they're trying to not do it, because I believe some of them know that it's wrong, but at the end of the day, if it's a sexual orientation, they're not going to be able to stop themselves.
The other thing that's interesting, I had a chat with a social worker many years ago, and she was dealing with a few cases where she had to remove children from the homes, and the children that were being removed from the homes for paedophilia cases were closed communities. So communities that are already segregated from everybody else, and she said it was really, really, and there's a number of closed communities, many religious closed communities, and being a Catholic, you know, being brought up in a Catholic household, you know, I understand what she meant, you know. So it's so deep rooted to find everybody who thinks this way. It's a needle in a haystack situation, but there are many children in danger.